I recently just made a TikTok about how much I hate JoJo Siwa and how I have her blocked on everything.
And it's crazy, guys. It's juicy. People hate JoJo Siwa. Do you guys know who JoJo Siwa is?
You may have struggled to ignore JoJo Siwa flinging herself about.
It's something embarrassing.
People are saying that she's crazy, that she's contributing to the rise of conservatism, that she's in psychosis.
My name is JoJo Siwa, and I'm 4 years old. And I like to dance, I like to sing, and I love to act.
I am a very insecure person. Very insecure person.
Where does this lack of confidence come from?
I have been one of the most hated people in the world.
Just comment, you're fat, you're ugly, you're rude, you're bad, I hate you, you're annoying.
Why do you wear your hair like that? Your hairline's receding. You have the hairline of a 6-year-old man.
And when I look in the mirror now, I'm like, is my hairline, what's my hairline?
What the fuck are you insecure about looks-wise? Looks-wise? Yeah, everything.
My singing is a massive insecurity of mine.
People will hate on me for the way that I dance. People will hate on me for the way that I talk.
And oh, I got these for free, and I got these for free, and I got these for free.
You know what?
I get this for free, and that for free, and that for free.
Growing up in front of the internet, it's the hardest thing. Everything gets judged.
I am doing my best, but she just doesn't understand that it's hard and there's pressure on me and there's only so much that I can do.
Hi, hello, welcome back. I am glad that you are here. I hope that you finished out your summer strong. Some of us were melting into our couches by the end of it, so I'm very much looking forward to fall, despite already kind of being sick. Apologies for my scratchy voice today. In my last few videos, we talked about celebrities that were in the midst of controversy. But today's case is a little different. Because some celebrities don't just get caught in drama. It's my cat sneezing. Flip-flop. Why do you have to be in here sneezing? Because some celebrities don't just get caught in drama, they become the target of what I like to call the Nickelback effect. And if you're not familiar with that, it is basically when society collectively decides to just hate someone or something for no real reason. And this unfortunately happened to the absolute goated band Nickelback in the 2000s, when everyone decided all at once that they are a terrible band. Which is honestly just a slanderous lie that I will not stand for any longer. We all know you sing along to the songs when they come on. We know. But these days, I think there is one person in particular who seems to be at the center of this parasocial hate storm and has been for a few years.
Everyone, it's JoJo. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, you guys.
Jesus. I'm exhausted watching her.
Now, this girl has taken so much heat, it's a wonder she hasn't spontaneously combusted by now. And while some of the criticism floating around is indeed valid, a lot of the hate she gets is, in my opinion, unfair. Somewhere along the way, it just became cool to hate JoJo Siwa. And I find that tiring. I guess I have hate mob fatigue. If you somehow don't know who she is, JoJo Siwa is basically a human glitter cannon whose rise to fame began after appearing on the very popular show Dance Moms in the mid-2000s. From there, she went on to become a child star sensation. Fast forward a few years, and she's got her cute little bows in every Target across America, selling out stadium tours, and even landed a huge deal with Nickelodeon. But as she aged out of her sugary sweet branding, a different kind of rainbow took its place. JoJo came out as a lesbian when she was around 17 or 18, and within a few years started dressing in pride-themed rhinestones and bedazzled jackets showcasing trans-inclusive slogans. Her behavior got more X-rated, gyrating against her backup dancers and appearing to drink on stage during concerts. Then, in 2024, the Karma era hit, which looked a little like somebody dared JoJo to combine Kiss with the Hot Topic clearance section. And she presented this as a huge shift into something new.
This moment of making it very clear that we are going from child star to adult artist. No one has made this dramatic of a change yet. No one has made, in my generation, this extreme of a switch.
Until a few months ago, when she showed up looking like a 1950s fantasy version of a housewife in a cover of Betty Davis Eyes and began dating her former Big Brother cast member Chris Hughes, even saying in an interview that she doesn't identify as a lesbian anymore. And as you can imagine, the Rainbow crew has not taken kindly to these changes.
No tea, no shade, but also like all the tea, all the shade, you know what I mean? To people in the queer community, specifically the women-loving women community, okay, our idolization of Miss JoJo with the Bobo did not age well. once again, how many times are we gonna have to go through this before we stop idolizing problematic people?
Did y'all see that JoJo Siwa started Pride Month by coming out as straight?
I don't like JoJo Siwa now that she's in a straight relationship.
Hey, no, she's not. That's a queer relationship. Sometimes a lesbian and a gay guy fall in love, and it's beautiful. And you know that it's a lesbian relationship because they started talking about marriage and kids after like 2 weeks together. And you know that it's a gay guy relationship because he's 10 years older. Hope that helps.
I mean, you're basically just demanding that she be gay, but okay. She is so young, but she is already just burned through so many different personalities and aesthetics by now, all while being picked apart endlessly online. And recently, it seems like she's even leading into some of this hate, releasing a new song called Raspy that actually completely acknowledges a lot of her past mistakes.
No one's made this dramatic of a change. We sound insane.
And that's what I want to dive into today, because JoJo Siwa isn't just cringe or attention hungry. Her entire career is really just a survival act. She has been the family breadwinner since she was just a kid, raised in the public eye, treated like a brand instead of a person, and now she is basically just stuck in this endless cycle of reinvention, burnout, and backlash that comes with growing up in front of an audience. Now, JoJo didn't stand out on Dance Moms because she was the best dancer, but she was the loudest. The bows, the glitter, the personality dialed up to 11, the producers loved it. JoJo was reality TV gold. And while every kid on the show got a taste of Abby Lee Miller's wrath, JoJo in particular seemed to catch a lot of it. Like when Abby kicked JoJo out of class at age 11 for not watching a scary movie that one of the dances was based on.
She deserves nothing. Well, if you yell at me, I'm gonna cry. Get out. Go.
Or there was the time that JoJo accidentally interrupted two adults talking, and Abby snapped at her on the spot, leaving JoJo just visibly confused.
Gia, do you know the order of the solos? JoJo! Have you learned nothing?
Or my personal favorite, the incident where Abby yanks a costume out of JoJo's hands and then proceeds to call her a greedy little monster for daring to touch it.
Get it down. No. You to come over here and take one is a greedy little monster.
Now, Abby has since claimed that the editing practices made everything look worse, and I don't really doubt that, but you can't really edit in a hostile environment if it didn't exist in the first place. And you sure can't fake Abby screaming or the other moms ganging up on an 11-year-old girl. Like one mother who was openly mocking JoJo's speech impediment.
And oh, I got these for free, and I got these for free, and I got these for free.
Another mom joked that the only way to shut JoJo up is to put her in a burqa.
Well, that's one way to shut JoJo up. Well, we figured it out. Let's never take that off of her. Put a burqa on her. Why?
Even the girls her own age ostracized her, sometimes egged on by Abby herself. In one incident, Abby had every girl list out what they didn't like about JoJo before welcoming her onto the team, with the reminder that it could be taken away at any moment.
And this is for the rest of this season. This is not for all eternity.
On a podcast years later, JoJo recalled a moment at a hotel when she felt outcasted from the other girls. There was a situation involving ice cream where JoJo had offered to pay for everyone, but she wasn't allowed to leave the hotel room. And while the girls took her money to go get themselves ice cream, they refused to bring her back any.
And she came back up with 6 ice creams, and there was 7 of us in the room. And she said, you get one, 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 and walked past me and sat down and ate her ice cream.
Now, JoJo has said that those moments of exclusion from her peers actually had a more substantial impact on her than just being yelled at by the adults around her.
No, I think that's the shit that shaped me as a kid. The stuff Abby said to me, that would go one in one ear out the other.
Sure.
But that shit, nah, that's stuff that sticks with you for life.
Honestly, she gives the adults who were around her at the time far too much grace. Because if you are wondering what JoJo's mom was doing during all of this, well, she was right there, watching and listening to all of it. Now, Jessalyn Siwa is JoJo's mother, and she has always been very vocal about pushing JoJo toward fame.
I would say it's my mission in life to make JoJo a star.
Even when her mom knew JoJo was being mistreated on the show, she was insistent that JoJo not miss out on such a great opportunity, even encouraging her daughter to apologize in moments to smooth things over, even when JoJo didn't really understand why she was apologizing.
I hate the way that Abby is treating JoJo.
But I know this is a great opportunity for JoJo, and I want her to be on the team, and I want her to go back to Pittsburgh with Abby.
She dyed JoJo's hair blonde starting at just 2 years old.
Your hair is getting really dark. We're gonna need to lighten this up.
I have been dyeing my hair since I was like 2, maybe 1.5. I'm not a natural blonde. I'm actually a natural brown. I get brown roots, so I have to dye it so it looks like I'm a natural blonde.
Abby can't say we didn't go all out. We went all out.
Put her in elaborate costumes, and basically engineered a walking brand mascot. She taught JoJo to put up with a toxic environment, even when she knew it wasn't right, all in pursuit of living vicariously through and financially benefiting from JoJo's career.
You know, I just got home, and I just have to say, ow. Everything hurts. My head hurts, my eyes hurt, my brain hurts, my body hurts. Everything hurts.
But years of being a human punching bag seem to have worn on JoJo quite a bit.
I'm very hard on myself. I judge myself and everything.
Along with those tight hairstyles and chemical burns, which actually damaged JoJo's hairline, and have since become a huge insecurity of hers, and of course it's also something that she is regularly bullied over.
You know, people told me I have a receding hairline. They don't know that I have a stress rash, and that's why I'm balding right here. 12-year-olds shouldn't have a stress rash on their head that makes them bald, but I did.
And Jessalyn has also overstepped JoJo's boundaries when it comes to sharing things about her online. In a recent video shared on TikTok, JoJo and her mother make fun of Jessalyn violating JoJo's boundaries and sharing whatever she wants about her online, despite JoJo clearly telling her that there are some things that she doesn't want posted.
One thing my mom posts on social media that I would never is pictures of me. You have posted some pictures of me that I'm just like, oh, we're going with that one. All
Which
right,
one? Like teenage ones or like awkward
Like
or
new
like
ones.
baby ones?
Like new ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's better than nothing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But while JoJo's mother continuously kept pushing her towards fame, she simultaneously dropped the ball on helping to foster JoJo's confidence. This was on display in a moment from Dance Moms when JoJo did not want to partake in a duet because she just didn't think it was good enough. And instead of encouraging her daughter to go through with it, even if she failed, Jessalyn immediately went into rescue mode, telling JoJo that she didn't have to go through with the dance.
What's gonna happen? What? We're not doing the duel. JoJo's not doing the duel.
And as a mother, I really do understand wanting to rush in and save the day every time your kid is uncomfortable, but it actually doesn't do them any favors and only fosters more insecurity. And when you start adding up all of these moments individually, it's not really a wonder why JoJo is very insecure now. Now, the hostility surrounding JoJo has slowly built up over time, really starting when she was around 14 years old. People said she was annoying, childish, and they regularly insulted her appearance, her hair, the way she talked, the way she dressed, her music, her dancing, her speech impediment. Basically anything that people could make fun of, they did. But when the bullying shifted from online to in person, that's when JoJo kind of realized that they're not laughing with me, they are laughing at me. Around 2017, JoJo became the meme of the month for October, a popular internet trend at the time. She was mocked once again for her hairline. She was around 14 or 15 years old, and up until this point, the bullying had been contained to online only. But shortly after the October meme debacle, she visited Not Scary Farm with some friends, where her fun was overshadowed by hundreds of people yelling vulgar insults at her.
There used to be a thing called Meme of the Month. And it was a big deal at the time. It sounds so ridiculous and stupid, but I was Meme of the Month for October, and it was making fun of me. And I went out to a place called Knott's Berry Farm, and I went with my 4 friends, and I had never experienced in-person bullying like that. Multiple, I'm talking multiple hundreds of people, not 2 or 3. I'm talking hundreds of people shouting, "Fuck you, JoJo Siwa! JoJo Siwa, you're a bald bitch!" Like, people were fucking brutal to me. And they were saying that to me, because the meme was that I had a crazy receding hairline and that I was going bald at age 14.
And this was like the first moment that JoJo realized that people really genuinely hated her. And that was really hard for her, as it would be for any 15-year-old girl. But as she entered adulthood, she seemed really lost. She always seemed to be aware of the fact that she was a brand, and it was imperative to keep that brand alive. But she was also growing up and trying to forge her own path with an enormous amount of eyeballs on her. And a lot of the people watching seemed to revel in her missteps, criticizing her every move and waiting for her to fail. When you turn yourself into a brand, people stop seeing you as a person. Children saw JoJo as a flashy rainbow character. Parents saw her as safe, wholesome entertainment. Nickelodeon and her own family saw her as a cash cow. JoJo even shared that her family was afraid that she would take her money and run when she turned 18, but she assured them that she would continue financially supporting everyone, putting even more pressure on her to make sure her career lives up to its potential. But like many of her fellow Disney alumni, JoJo was itching to shed her wholesome image. In 2021, at around 18, JoJo came out as a lesbian by posting a photo of herself to Instagram wearing a shirt that read, "Best gay cousin ever," and hard launched her then girlfriend shortly after. People were, as expected, extremely supportive of this move, but for JoJo, it signaled a change in the way that she presented herself to the world. Yes, she was still wearing rainbows, but now those rainbows signaled her sexuality. And soon, her clothing, her hair, her music, it was all structured around this new identity. By 2024, Siwa was seemingly done fully appealing to children, and her transition into something more serious began when she dropped her single Karma and started on her not-so-innocent trajectory. SNL even did a skit mocking JoJo, and people felt that it went too far. Some questioned if it was appropriate to mock JoJo for struggling through a transition period when she was raised in an exploitative and abusive environment and is trying to figure out who she's going to be on the other side of Kid Pop. The skit also just really isn't funny, so yeah, seems very, very mean. I think the reaction to this was so big because it wasn't authentic. JoJo built a career on being a glitter bomb of energy, so for her to flip and start saying she's a bad girl who does bad things dressed all in black just doesn't make any sense. And she knows that. She has acknowledged that the Karma era of her career was not her authentic self. She's also admitted that all of those moments where she was caught drinking on stage, yeah, she was actually just chugging apple juice.
The last year from Karma to about 3 months ago.
Really?
That's the only time it's been different. And I've, listened to outside opinions and gone certain ways and done certain things that maybe I wouldn't have necessarily done, choices I wouldn't have necessarily made, but I did, and I trusted because I wanted to do essentially what my boss said. I had a bit of a breakdown. And I cried and I said, why am I pretending that I'm drinking alcohol and being crazy? I'm a good girl. I'm saying I'm drinking Fireball on stage, but it's apple juice.
So basically everything that she did during the 2024 era was all to create a stir, and it was also something other people had been telling her to do and people in her team. And it was basically just a way for her to break out and break away from her child image, like so many other stars did, but they executed it horribly and people just hated it. I also think that this was an attempt to emulate Miley Cyrus, who has been one of JoJo's idols since she was like 4 years old. Miley's transition from child star to adult artist was pretty big and loud, and it got a lot of eyeballs on her. But it also got her a lot of criticism, and a lot of people just got really tired of her during this part of her career because it was the same thing. Oh, she's going crazy again. When in reality, they are not going crazy. Everything is planned. Everything is done on purpose. And they are just trying really, really hard to make you not think of the little kid that they used to be. And then we made another dramatic swing in the last few months that has given everyone paying attention to this whiplash. In June, JoJo started dating Chris Hughes, whom she met while on the TV show Big Brother. This shocked a lot of people since JoJo had previously said she liked girls, but she clarified when she announced that she no longer identifies as a lesbian and even admitted she felt pressured to come out. In July, JoJo released a cover of Betty Davis Eyes, where she changed her look yet again, unleashing another social media hate mob storm. People have since labeled this her tradwife era and are now accusing JoJo of having queer baited for the last some odd couple of years, which is when people either hint at or pretend to be part of the Rainbow Squad for public approval.
I just like when people, especially if you have a big platform, come out as lesbian or gay and then turn around and say, oh wait, never mind. Because you're giving us lesbians a bad name and you're justifying the straight men that come on to us super strong, like, oh, I could change you, like, and it's just uncomfortable mess. But you're justifying them because you're letting them change you. And you're justifying the people that say it's just a phase.
Okay, you know what? I'm really sick and tired of hearing the fact that JoJo Siwa is blaming the LGBTQ plus because she felt like they were forcing her into being a lesbian. Didn't nobody force her to do this? Literally, nobody forced her to wear this. But I do now feel like she used the LGBTQ plus for clout, and I don't appreciate that either.
I don't, but
JoJo did.
Yeah, but JoJo was faking it for clout.
I don't think she was faking it.
It's clear she was.
And I just really need to point that we live in a time where people claim that it's dangerous to be gay in the US, while other people are quite literally pretending to be gay so that everyone will like them. Kind of a weird contradiction there, you know? Despite the pushback that she's gotten for yet another shift, JoJo genuinely seems happier right now. She's more relaxed, her dancing has improved. I don't know what happened during the Karma era, but it's like she forgot that she was supposed to be a dancer. But maybe she did kind of forget she was a dancer. Right before she went into the Big Brother house, JoJo made an appearance on the We Need to Talk podcast, where she shared about the massive insecurities she has, which are a direct result of the criticism and bullying she's endured over the past decade. She was honest in admitting that she does look for external validation from certain people in her life. And while she said that that doesn't carry over to the public, I find that hard to believe. I think JoJo wants to be herself and wants to be well liked, but maybe she doesn't feel like she can do both of those at the same time. Because being herself backfired when it got her a lot of bullying. Her brand was herself for quite a while, but she's outgrown the brand. She's moved past this version of herself, and she just doesn't know what to replace it with, which is why we're seeing such radical shifts in what she's doing, her appearance, how she sounds. She's trying to figure out what her own identity is. But I think that's what she's actually doing with this new song, Raspy. She pulls from her real life experiences, mocking her former self and her past actions, but also taking some shots at people who have been constantly harassing her for years. And apparently she also has massive insecurities around her singing. And a lot of that stems back from her childhood as well, where other girls said, oh no, you can't sing with us, you're not good enough. And like that's always what she wanted to be, I guess, was like a performer, a singer, a dancer. So I think it really, really hurts her when so many people say she's not good at it. But the kicker of it is she's so insecure about her singing, she won't even go take voice lessons because it makes her feel bad.
People don't know this, but like my singing confidence is still a problem to this day. Because when we were kids, I was told by some of the other girls that I couldn't sing with them because I wasn't a good enough singer. And that's still to this day, I leave every recording session crying, every single one without failure. I won't do singing lessons because it makes me feel like that.
That also means she is never improving, and she could objectively get a lot better if she took vocal lessons. So it's like you're handicapping yourself there, girl. Now I know that I cannot convince the internet to be nicer to JoJo Siwa, but I will say I think she deserves a bit more grace than what she has been afforded. I don't think that she's using the gays for clout. I think she really did believe that she was a lesbian, or the very real possibility that she was just a confused kid who didn't really know what she was or who she was. I think JoJo is a sensitive kid who was thrust into the spotlight from a very, very early age and forced to perform growing up in front of all of us. And I don't think many people would do well under such conditions. And while I was watching the videos of her as a kid, talking about the things people have said to her, talking about the things she's seen online, I don't know, it really humanized her for me. And I think that's the problem here. I think we tend to view celebrities as what they present themselves as, and we forget that they're real people. And they are just real people. And they're trying to figure out how to deal with all of this too. And I think that she's been set up for failure in many ways by her own parents, by the adults around her. And now she's the adult, and she has to figure out where to go from here. Like, somebody's always been kind of guiding her, and now she gets to have the reins, and that's probably quite scary. And, you know, like I said, since she's been the family breadwinner since she was about 17 years old, I mean, imagine having to shift your career completely and knowing that you need to do that, but having no idea what to do and being terrified that you're going to lose, you know, money, which means all the people around you don't get paid, which means you all suffer, and, you know, all of this stuff. And I think she should, one, stop reading comments, which is probably what everybody should do, including myself. And two, she actually does need to sit down and figure out what her voice is, because that's what she's really lacking right now. And once she nails that down, I really do think that she'll find her genuine audience again. But in the meantime, maybe we should give the kid a break. But that's my take, and now I would love to hear yours. What do you think about JoJo Siwa? Do you like this new shift of hers? Do you think that we're seeing a more genuine version of JoJo, or do you think that it's still all kind of performed in an attempt to get people to like her. What do you think about this new chapter in her life? Do you think that she can have a big comeback moment and maintain her level of fame? Or do you think that she is destined to disappear into the forgotten bin of lost child stars? But thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one, and hopefully my voice is better.